Hi everyone and welcome back to my place. I'm still as highly delighted and excited as I was when I brought you the little bit of posh working and creating a design with, look at these, aren't they just beautiful? They are gorgeous. I also mentioned that when you're designing with something big like that, you need to think about the container. The container has to be strong and sturdy. The last one was into the beautiful silver ice bucket that coincidentally did have a crack in it. Don't know how that happened, but there was water all over the place, but we solved it. Right, let us just get into it. I'm going to use this beautiful box. Now, if you're stuck with a box that is not waterproof, this is what I do. Instead of lining it and mucking around and with the plastic, which we don't want to use anyway, I've just got some canning jars. And these are fantastic because they fit into the cavity of the box really easily. And I know there is going to be no leaking because I do not have time in my house for leaking. Right, when you look at the artichoke and you look at the colour, look at that colour in there. Isn't that just gorgeous? And when you look at the exterior of the box, they're all sort of blending and blending together. These are just little design tips that will make your work look fantastic. And as I was saying, you know, like in regard to your container, you wouldn't really put these into a crystal vase unless that had a really strong base on it, because these are heavy. Like they are massively, massively heavy. And they're probably one of the heaviest botanicals that we use for designing with. And you just have to be a little bit careful with them. Like when you look at a king protea, even though they are as big as these, they don't have these stems. See that big thick stem there? That holds a lot of water in there because from its plant base, it's got to suck all that water up to feed and nourish this beautiful, I'm going to call it a flower at the top. So, but it's not that good actually because these blew over in the wind on Saturday and Sunday and I was a little bit annoyed that they did that, but that's okay. Right, here we go. Let's look at, we've got this container here, this lovely, we've got the colour of the wood here, and I thought that it could be quite nice to put some cones in. Now the great thing about the cones is they will just fit into the edges of your container. So if you're afraid that you're going to see any of the glass jars in there, you don't need to worry about that because they're going to be well hidden. Now the foliage to go with these beautiful big blooms needs to be strong. And I really love magnolia. Magnolia is a beautiful, beautiful form. It's got the luster on the top, which is gorgeous, and we've got this dull tonal value on the back. That's beautiful compliments, and that's what the botanical world does, and I think it's very, very clever. Okay, so we've got a bit here. You don't need much of this, but we do need to get a bit of, we need a base, or because these are going to be resplendently beautiful on their own, we need a base. We need a sturdy, strong base, and this is fantastic. And I love it because it lasts such a long time. Let's get rid of those. Okay, what else can we put into this? Now, when I see that upside down like that, when you see that there, the underneath of this is quite a dullish grey, and so is the exterior of the leaf. So I am going to put with that a little bit of lamb's ear. Now, I want to give you another tip when you're doing your designing. It's raining at my place today and I went outside to get one more. If it's raining, leave it alone. Don't pick it because, see this here? I picked that last night when there was no rain, and look how much better it looks. That's all sort of like, ooh, I've had to hold myself up and protect myself from the weather. And see the different colourways? And then when I look into the cones and I look at this and I look at the underneath the side, what's happening there, I think, oh yes, it's all looking lovely. Now before I put those in, I want to bring, whoopsie daisy, I want to bring in some pods. Now the pods are, gum pods are the same colorway, but it's a different texture, and those little wee insides of those pods, see those little bits there, that sort of like takes us back into the dark, hold on, where'd it go? The dark bits in there, like the burgundy. Isn't that beautiful how nature just, the botanical world just provides everything? It's just lovely. Okay, so I just want to bring these in here. I don't have many of these, so I'm just going to just have those sort of, I could have put, should have probably put these in first, but as I see it, the lamb's ear is much more, it's a finer form. Now see how that's falling out? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that down through the leaves there and then put it in and bend that over, and that will hold that in place, we hope. But don't worry, all is not lost. The next to go in have to be these. Now, let me see. Let's just bring that in and over to there, and I don't want them to be, oh hello, look at me. I want them sort of like buried within the design, so that you just have these little surprises of, oh, look at that, see how gorgeous that's looking. I want there to be little surprises of, oh, what textural beauty are you? And I'm slant cutting these because they're going into the water. And that can go in there. And so pretty much what I'm doing is I just want this to be raw and organic and just earthy and textural. And I'm going to have some a little bit higher and some a bit lower. And I just think that it's just creating a big story. And the other thing is that by using those jars, and because they're wedged in, it kind of holds everything together, which I really like. Now I've got one more and it needs to be used. So I'm going to go around and into, I did get in, put that into there, and because I'm making a big mess here, because I just think I want to bring another one into there. And you know what, the beauty of this design is it is going to last, I'm being attacked and I was being so nice. Okay, now the next to go in is going to be a little bit of lamb's ear, and this is just another texture. And we'll bring another bit. I'm going to put 2 bits into there just so that it looks like they've just sprung from the garden. Where's the other one? I have to be very careful in here because I've got, that can go into there. This is the last to go in because it is the most delicate of the forms that I'm using. And it's so easy working with these containers, with the jars in there, you know, it's with the water in it, it's like, just brings everything in. Okay, and now there's one more to go in, and I do have to dig, and I do want to use that one because I don't want to waste it because it's so beautiful. And then that can go down into there. How is that for beautiful, easy designing? The beautiful posh, a bit flash, and then a little bit of organic. Now, I've got those, see how I've got those cones there? What I now need to do is I have to bring the cones in so that you don't have these big berthas, like big cones at one end, and they sort of look like they are meant to be and are giving a nice anchor to the design. I love it. It's beautiful. It's easy designing. It's a design that's going to last and last and last. And if you're looking for something a little bit Christmassy, but not too Christmassy, or something that's just going to be a bit of warmth and sturdiness, that is just going to look a picture on my table upstairs. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed sharing the beauties of a giant artichoke. See you again another day.